Hey boys and girls, welcome to tonight's flip video. We are going to be dealing with decimals, and tonight's flip video is going to be all about Doctor Who, because I know a lot of you like Doctor Who, and I had to do some research to figure it out. So, apparently Doctor Who uses something called a sonic screwdriver, and one of them, when I looked up, was about 6.8 inches long, and the other was 5 and 91 thousandths inches long. So I want to know what's their total length if I were to, stack them on top of each other, make one giant sonic screwdriver. So, first thing we need to do is identify, is this addition or subtraction? I know it's going to be addition because I see the clue word total. I then also see some numbers that I'm going to be rocking with, so I'm guaranteeing that I'm going to be adding those two numbers. Now, the most important thing to remember with adding and subtracting decimals is that we need to line up the decimal. And there is a YouTube video somewhere on my channel called Line Up the Decimal. Feel free to check that out. That's a video that Miss Wagner and I made. So we've got 6.8 and we've got 5.091. So I'm lining up my decimal place values. If we take a look, we've got my decimal point here, they're matched up. So our ones place is matched up, we see our tenths place is matched up. But oh no, there's nothing there for the hundredth place. So all I'm going to do is I am going to add in a 0, because I can always add a 0. And then same thing for my thousandths place. I'm going to put in a 0. Now I'm adding those up. 0 plus 1 is 1. 0 plus 9 is 9. 0 plus 8 is 8. Bring down my decimal point. And then 5 plus 6 is 11. Now to check this, I'm just going to do it the same way I would check addition with whole numbers. I'm going to take the sum and subtract it from the bottom number. So 11.891 minus 5.091, making sure I line up my decimals, checking my place values. There's a place value for each one. 0, 0, 8, and 11 minus 5 is 6. So then I see my 6.8 matches there, my 5.0 matches there, or 5.091, and those all match. So then I know that in total, those two sonic screwdrivers added together are 11 and 891 thousandths inches long. So it's very similar to adding and subtracting with whole numbers. You still have to figure out if you're adding and subtracting rather than lining up the place values. Well, you are still lining up the place values, but I like to line up the decimal point. The major difference that we did here was here, where we added in a 0, and that kind of goes along with when we were ordering our fractions and we converted them into decimals. We oftentimes had to add in zeros. So the next one says that it took the TARDIS, which is the time machine, 13 and 800ths seconds to travel in time. On the return trip, it only took 7 and 877 seconds. What was the difference in these times? This is your one to try by yourself, and then we'll walk through it together. Alright, so the first step is identifying what it is. First step, I see difference. Difference being subtraction. My numbers, 7.877 and 13.08. So I've got 13.08. Then I need to line up my decimal point. So sometimes I'll put my decimal point in first, put my 7 in the ones place, 8, 7, 7. Checking I don't have anything in my tens place, but that's okay. Ones places are good, tenths places are good, hundredths places are good, thousandths place I need something up here. So now I'm subtracting. Just like normal subtraction rules, I don't have anything to, can't take 8 away from 0, so I'll have to exchange here. Make that a 10. 10 minus 7 is 3. 7 minus 7 is 0. Can't take anything away from 0, so I'll go and borrow from this. Make that a 10. 10 minus 8 is 2. Bring down my decimal point. And then I'll look at this whole thing as 12. 12 minus 7 is 5. Now to check it, I will take my difference, my answer, 5.203 plus, because I'm doing the opposite, 7.877. Adding this up, 10, bring up to the next place value, 10, bring up to the next place value, and then that would give me 13. All of my numbers match up. So this was my correct response. So again, as you see, very similar to adding and subtracting with whole numbers. Only difference is you have a decimal point, and occasionally, in this case, I had to throw in an extra 0 just to make sure I had enough place values in each number. Which brings us to our bring back to school problem, the BBTS, if you will. The 11th Doctor, which is this one, is 6.009 feet tall, so he's just slightly taller than 6 feet tall, which is a little bit taller than this would be. The 10th Doctor, this lovely gentleman, is 6.08 feet tall, so he's a little bit taller. He's about 6'1". How much taller is the 10th Doctor than the 11th Doctor? So figure out, are you adding, subtracting? And where are we going from here? This is going to be your bring back to school problem, and we'll get it checked in the morning.